Hey True Class, in the last video I graphed a secant function with Desmos. This time I'm going to graph a cosecant function. So I'm going to type exactly what I see here. You can use the function button down here, but you can also just type this in. So I'm going to write 2CSC for cosecant. And so you can see as soon as I type in that final C, it understood and it changed back to regular font, so italicized font. When it's in that italicized font, it doesn't understand. But as soon as you switch it to CSC and finish it off, it understood. All right, so there's that. Close the parentheses, -2. So there's what I see. Looking down here, I have -2 pi to 2 pi, -3 to +3. Also, let's really quickly, I'm going to just remove the graph for a second and just show you can stretch the graph out like this. You can hold shift down and just drag to the right, and that stretches the graph out on the axes. And then I'm going to turn this back on. All right, you can see this goes -10 to 10. That's what all of them have for the y-axis. So I'm going to make that be my y values. So they have different x values, but let's start eliminating. Let's eliminate a couple of these. So you can see they go down and they touch the axis, and this one doesn't. All right, so we can eliminate that one. That one had a -3 to 3. You can see on the picture that this little parabola looking shape that we see with the secant and cosecant functions it's not symmetric at the y-axis like it is for choice D, so that one's out. So B's out, so it's either A or C. All right, this one's -2 pi to 2 pi, this one's -3 to 3. So let's make our window be -2 pi to 2 pi and make our step size be pi over 2. So there is that one, and if I look at the picture, in between -2 pi and +2 pi, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 on top, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. I only see 2 on top, 2 on the bottom there. So it's going to be choice C, but I just switched it to -3 to 3 on the x-axis, and I'm going to make a step of 1. Just so you can see, there's the picture with -3 and 3, and so you can see that it does have that resemblance of this one. So there is 0.75 right there, and there's the max. It goes down to -4, so you can kind of count that down and see there's those things peaking at -4. So anyway, there is our choice, which is C. All right, once we get that, again, it wants to know where is the domain, what values can be excluded. So we're again looking at our vertical asymptotes, like where are these asymptotes taking place. And you can see there's one taking place right here between 1 and 2. There's 1, there's 2. You can see right there between them, it looks like it's right in the middle between those. That would be 1/2. So the way you can check that is just type in x equals 1 divided by 2, x equals 1/2. I'm sorry, 1 1/2. That would be 3/2. And you can see that's right in between those. There's one right there at the origin. So that's x equals 0. That's a vertical asymptote. And then it looks like another one's taking place at x equals 3. All right, and then going back in the other direction, there's -1 1/2. That would be -3/2. So there's that one. X equals -3. So I can see that's kind of the pattern. They're taking place every 1 1/2 units. So 0, 3/2, 3. That would be this one. All right, every 1 1/2 units, every 3/2. K is an integer, so that's the one that we're at. All right, and then the range is what are the y values that I see on the graph. And because these things go down to infinity and go up to positive infinity, down to negative infinity, up to positive infinity, it's all real numbers except this region in between -4 and 0, which are the y coordinates. Just look at the y coordinates of the maximum for these lower ones, the y coordinates of the minimum for the upper ones. And that'll give you the things to exclude from the range. So for secant and cosecant, you're going to see things like this for the range. All numbers below some number, all numbers above another number. So you'll have something that has that look when you're doing the range for secant or cosecant.